Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. I'm back again with another process video. In this video, I'm doing week 23 from 2017. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is go through my June kit from Studio Calico. I haven't looked through it yet, so you're seeing me go through those embellishments now, and I'm gonna start going through the cards. This is one of my favorite parts. So this kit usually shows up at my door the first week of the month, which is great because that's when I actually need it because of the rubber month words that they've been sending. I've been using those every month. So I've really loved including that this year. So I'm kind of excited to see if they come up with something next year. I know that I already have the rubber words for August through December. So we'll see if they change something once it comes to August, but you never know. They're always doing something a little bit different every year. So it's fun. It's fun to see. I've really enjoyed getting the Studio Calico products. I've done that for several years now, and I've still been satisfied. And one of my favorite things with the kit really is just the cards, because I feel like they go so well with Project Life. And so and of course they're well designed as well. So I've really enjoyed it. Speaking of which, I looked at the cards and I actually really liked them, but because I had so many photos this month, I end up using, I think, maybe only 2 cards, and I think they might both be from the May kit. And in fact, I use the chipboard set from the May kit as well. So the only thing I really used from the June kit this time was the June word. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of my other supplies for that. But it was fun to, go ahead and look through what was included in that kit. So I'm kind of mixing up the process a little bit, and I'm pulling over this chipboard set. Like I said, this came from the May Studio Calico kit, and I loved it because it was bright colors and it was all about summer. There was a couple things that had to do with spring, but it was mostly about summer, and it was mostly about adventure. So it was like adventure and summer, and then the bright colors. I just thought it would go really well with this week, since this was not our first week of summer, but it felt kind of like the first week of summer where it was warm. People were, going and doing fun things on trips and stuff like that. So it felt kind of like the first thing, I felt like the week before was a little bit colder and you couldn't even get in your suit and all that stuff. So it was fun to be able to just have this warm summer week. So you saw that I grabbed over a card. I can't remember what that card says. I think it was like the greatest hits from the week. So I'll go ahead and fill that out a little bit later. Right now, I'm working on the title card. So that June came in the kit, and then that blue card came in the kit as well. I really loved this color. And I've liked that every month, and I don't even know if they did this intentionally, but every month I feel like one of the cards goes perfectly with the month word. So I was happy to be able to use that, and then to be able to pull, I just feel like that card then pulls in the blues from, all the blues that are in the spread. So I love it when that happens. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting a few things in the pockets. I think it really helps to keep everything a little bit more organized. And then I'm going to move on to my 3x3 photos. So I think I've told you this in the past, but most of them they're photos that I took on my iPhone. And I really like to be able to have this cardstock at the bottom because I want to add a little bit more of the story to it. So instead of just like printing that photo so it's a full 3x4 photo, I like to add the square. I like the look of it, but then I also like to be able to get a little bit more of the story told. So it's just helpful that some of those photos actually have stories with them. So that's one of the reasons why I do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the dates. You'll see that I'm adding 2 dates to that photo. That's because it was when my daughter was away, so I wanted to show the passing of time, when it started and when it ended. So that's why I decided to add a couple dates there. So then I'm just going to go ahead and do the journaling for the other cards. As I was looking through, I guess when I was editing this video, I realized this is a pretty simple spread. there's just not a lot going on and not a lot to it. And I thought, I wonder if they really want to see a process video that's just really simple. And then, you know, I thought, I think it's good to see that in project life, in this process of documenting, that sometimes we can make it complicated and we can add a lot of stuff and we can just get really artsy with it. And sometimes we can just be really simple and get our stories told. And of course, that's more what I lean towards, is really just getting those stories told. But I like to be able to see the difference there. I like to be able to see in my own work that sometimes I add more and sometimes I add less. And then all of that combined together, I think tells a really great complete story. So I don't know, just something to think about with your own work. And again, also, I think it really helps to be able to move that story forward. I think sometimes when we feel like it has to look a certain way or it has to be designed a certain way, then it kind of stops us and we don't get as many stories told. So I think for me, the most important thing are the photos and the stories. So I'm going to do everything I can to get as much as I can told or documented. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tackle this last journaling card. And on the top, I think it said best moments or something like that. I can't now exactly remember, but basically it was, you know, wanting to highlight 3 things that happened that week. So I just highlighted 3 things that happened that week, specific things that did not have photos that went along with them. I think that there, oftentimes when I'm going through Lightroom and I'm looking at the photos that I want to use for this week, those become my story sparks. But I like journaling cards like this when I can go back and I can look at my story journal and I can see the stories that are there for that week but do not have a photo with them. So I definitely like to include those as well. So I was thinking about adding one more thing to these photos. Some of the photos, the ones without the chipboard, seemed pretty plain. And so I was thinking about adding these stickers, these alpha stickers that came with the June kit. And I was looking at the stickers and trying to figure out what words I could actually spell. You know, what, because there's only, you know, like 2 A's and only 1 B, you know, so it's limited of really the words that you can spell. And then I decided to pull over some of Ali Edwards, what are these, word phrase stickers. And I think she might still have these bundled in her shop. If she does, I will link them below. So I was just, like I said, I was just feeling like I wanted to add a little bit more something. So I was looking through all this stuff that I think I had, just some of those phrase stickers at my desk. So I was just trying to look through them. And ultimately, I did not find anything that I loved. But then I just went ahead and started sticking on the rest of the chipboards that were not on there. And then I found this one as well. I think it came from the same set that says Fresh Air. And I thought that that would go really well because this weekend we took a Jeep up to the canyon and then we had lunch outside. So it was, you know, definitely a lot of fresh air. It was really beautiful up there. I was really grateful that we were able to do that. So now I think that I'm done, but you know, oftentimes when you're looking at a spread and something needs to be moved around, that's kind of like bothering me, then I'll move it around. So that's what I ended up doing with this card. I ended up putting it back. And honestly, I don't think it would matter either way. But just while I was standing there, I wanted to move it. I'm not really sure why. So anyway, you guys, I am finished with this spread. Like I said, it's pretty simple, but I hope you guys were able to get some inspiration. If nothing else, just to remember that sometimes we can go complicated and sometimes we can go simple. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for supporting my channel. If you like what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please do so that you can get updates when I add new content to the channel. We will see you next time. Bye.